right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, fellow Pandemonium travelers. This is Monday, day 94 by my count of whatever the hell this thing is. And I guess we're abolishing the police or disbanding the police or defunding the police. I don't know. I think it's all madness. There was a shooting yesterday here in Seattle at the protest. I don't know what this guy was doing. Not a white guy, just saying. Just for the record, not a white guy. I don't know what they were doing. They drove their car like at the crowd, shades of Charlottesville, right? And then someone ran up to the car and then he shot them. He then got out of the car and then went and ran away into the crowd and then turned himself into police. And you're like, what in the hell was going on here? What was this? What was that? It's not like the crowd came at him. He just drove his car at them. I don't know what's going on. It's pure pandemonium. That's why it's Pandemonium Shutdown. It's not Pandemic Shutdown anymore. But that's actually the other issue is Rona. Is Rona gonna have a resurgence now that everybody ran around in the streets and breathed all over each other for like a week? Is that what's gonna happen? We're gonna find out. When we have that resurgence, then everybody who went out and decided to go buck wild in the streets, that's your fault. Just saying. Not saying that you can't go protest. I'm just saying that if you do, there's consequence. So abolish the police or disband the police or defund the police. See, I'm watching. I talked about verbal shell games the other day because we constantly keep having these little verbal shell games. It's like disband the police, and you're like, well, that's probably not the most responsible thing to do. Do you have some kind of plan in order for law to still be a thing without the police? Are you gonna make a new police department and then you're gonna follow new policies, so you're gonna have a whole new set of policy? I don't know. That's now part of me goes, all right, let's try it. Let's see. What's your idea for law enforcement that doesn't result in the negligent homicide of the citizenry? That's it. That's the objective, right? Now, defund the police also is bad verbiage, because you're saying just defund them entirely, and it's like, all right, well then they're not going to be able to come when you call them if they don't have the cars and they don't have the bodies and the equipment to come and confront whatever the situation is, and we don't have a solution for that. And by the way, defunding the police, well, that's just going to happen regardless, because the capital flight from a lot of these cities is going to begin soon, and with the loss of all the commerce and all the property owners and et cetera, city budgets are about to tank. You'll increase taxes on an increasingly smaller number of people, at which point more people will leave, and the budget shrinks even more, and then you have less budget trying to have more policing because you now have more crime, because you now have the economic downturn. Now, I might be wrong, and the capital flight is not going to happen at such a drastic pace. Maybe it will just sort of flip around. It's the capital flight will be a net neutral to the economy. New investors will come in to replace the old ones. We don't know. I mean, we're going to see. We're going to find out. But these phrases like defund the police do not come across very clearly. They don't come across very what that sound. It doesn't mean what it sounds like. What people mean is take certain parts of the police budget, like their legal defense funds for when they do messed up stuff and they get sued, and put it towards youth youth services so that they are less prone to criminality. Something like that, right? Like, take the police budget that's for policing and put it towards, like, prevention of criminality, right? Okay, I get it. But that's a whole lot more words than just defund the police. And I don't know, again, signaling, marketing, like persuasion stuff, like, that's just not very good persuasion, because some old boomer is going to be like, no, we need the police. What are you talking about, defund the police? That's a stupid idea. And the way that it's phrased, yes, that does sound stupid. And even my own sort of Ancapistan kind of attitude, it's like, we could do without the police, but we don't just flip a switch and the police are gone and there's no other societal, cultural, institutional replacement for it. Like, without the enforcement of law, there is no law. Now, that might be fine for some people to live in. That's not going to be fine for all of the minorities and at-risk demographics, the elderly, etc., to just carry a gun and protect your own self and your own property. Yeah, I get it, but I'm like a reasonably fit man in my, well, I'm not going to tell you how old I am. Reasonably fit man, I could carry a gun and protect myself and others, but you can't expect everyone to do that. Thus, we have police in the first place. I don't know what to tell you. The verbiage is bad, and these people aren't talking about Ancapistan. These people aren't talking about some world where we all walk around armed and protect ourselves, because a lot of these same people want to do away with firearms. Well, okay, at that point, only the criminals would have firearms, and you wouldn't even have police around to accidentally shoot you. Yeah. By the way, just take a look. Now, I'm not trying to trash somebody who lives in a tent on the sidewalk, but this is the normal that we left. This is the normal we had, and we're returning to it. In fact, the homeless have returned to the streets when they disappeared for quite a while there. So yeah. Abolish the police, defund the police, disband the police. I don't know, man. I don't know. I can appreciate a nuanced approach, like defund them from being able to buy tear gas to use on the citizenry. Okay, I can get there. But just like abolish them entirely, it's like, you guys, I don't think you fully appreciate like the savagery of criminals out there. Like, and we actually don't know how criminals and society behaves without the generally implied presence of law enforcement. Like, they might come and shoot you, so you might not want to commit that crime. Without that potential threat of basically state violence, what will criminals do? How criminal will people become? Would it be like the purge out there? Because I don't want to have to like shoot people just because people think that there's no consequences for their actions. And it's reckless to just start mucking about with like fundamental forces of society like that. This isn't the fire department, and this isn't paramedics, okay? This is law enforcement. It is different. Oh, goodness gracious, guys. That guy shooting people yesterday. Oh my goodness. We just ratchet up a notch or down a notch, however you want to frame it. And it all just gets worse. I'm trying to have a positive attitude here, guys, but it's not looking good. All right, that's enough for me for one day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.